Hey there guys, how's it going? This is Vishnaik back again with a new tutorial, and in today's tutorial we are going to carry forward what we left off in our previous tutorial. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get started. So I've just fired up our Unity engine and this is the example that we were working on. Now these are the two game objects we had in our previous tutorial as well. And there is a box material that we applied on both the objects. It's the same material. This is the material that we applied on both the objects. That means if we make any changes on this box material, it's going to be applicable to both the material as well, which we are going to look into much detail in this tutorial. First, let's observe this box. Now, as we observe this box, you can see it looks pretty nice, it looks neat, it looks clean, well aligned with the object. But there are few things that we have to look into a box. It doesn't have a depth of field over here. It does look like a box, but it's like a sticker slapped on top of an object. It doesn't look like an actual box. The reason is because there is no depth of field. So let's make that happen. All right, let's click on this box material. And if you can see over here, it will always be created. It will always be set to standard option. What we can go ahead and do is we can click on shader, legacy shader, and we can click on bump diffuse. So as soon as I clicked on bump diffuse, you can see the change. Now it has got a bump texture on top of our box material. It looks kind of good. It's not 100% bump. It kind of gives us the feeling that there is a bump in our texture. And you can definitely go ahead and take this material and use it in your game or the application that you are using. All right, that's one way. And all right, now let's go ahead and add one more game object over here. I'm going to go ahead and add a sphere for this example. Let me go to our y-axis and I will try to align it in our y-axis and place it somewhere over here. Let me bring it to the center. I'm going to go ahead and give it 0 on the x-axis, 0 on the z-axis, but no changes made on the y-axis because I want it to be floating somewhere over here. All right, so that is our material, that is our sphere. Now let's go ahead and give it a material. First, we are going to go ahead and enter our texture folder. Let's go ahead and import texture for our material. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a sun texture because I want this sphere to be a sun. All right, so we have imported our sun. Let's go to our material folder. Let's create a material. I'm going to go ahead and click on create material. Let's name it as sun mat, which means sun material. Now, if you look into this inspector panel, there is a lock unlock switch. Let's go ahead and click on that and lock this panel so that if we go and interact with our project folders over here, it doesn't change our inspector panel over here. Because we are going to go ahead and link this sun texture to our sun material. So I've just dragged this sun texture and placed it on albedo option over here. What it did is it created a link to this texture, and finally we have a sun material that looks like this. Let's go to our assets and let's go to our material. We have a sun material which looks like a sun. All right, let's go ahead and place this sun on top of the sphere. And wonderful. This is how our sun looks like inside the game panel. Let me just bring this into perspective field of view. Okay, this is how our sun looks like. But I'm not very happy with our sun because there are few properties that our sun adheres in our real physicality. The first property being that it is self-luminous. And in this example, our sun is not self-luminous, and I will definitely go ahead and prove this up to you. Let's just go ahead and kill our directional light. I'm going to go ahead and delete it from the scene. Now you can see in our game panel there is a sun, but it is not luminous. So let me go ahead and undo it and bring back the light into the scene. So there are few ways that we can bring luminosity into our sun. Now, the first way is there. Let me show you two ways in this example. So the first way is Let's go ahead and click on this shader. There's a drop down menu. Let's go ahead and click on legacy shaders. And all right, no, let me show you the first method. All right, so first go ahead and click on shaders, and you can come down and click on unlit option over here. And in unlit, go ahead and click on the second option, which is shade texture. And as soon as you see, it has just sparkled and lightened the entire environment for us. And to prove that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete our directional light. It looks beautiful. It looks like a night sky with a sun, with a luminous bright sun. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring back our directional light back into our scene, and it looks beautiful. Our sun looks beautiful. Now the other way how you can get a self luminosity to our object, not just to our sun, for that, for any object for that matter, this is how you do it. So the other option is go back to the shader again, click on the shader down, drop down menu, click on legacy shaders, and then click on this option over here which says self illumine. Click on self illumine and click on bumped diffuse. Wow, that looks much brighter than the previous option. I think I'm going to keep this one because it looks much better than the previous option. All right, so let's check our sun, whether it's self-luminous or not. I'm going to go ahead and delete it back. It looks beautiful. It looks beautiful, well lit in a night sky. Let me bring back our directional light. And this is how you do the texturing for a self-luminous object. And this is how you bring depth of field to your materials. All right, now let me go ahead and create one more 3D object. And even this time I'm going to take a sphere, and let me rename this sphere as sun. I don't want us to get confused with sun and the sphere. So just to differentiate, let's go to y-axis and pull it a little somewhere over here. Okay, so there's our sun. Okay, no, I just want to, maybe I'll just bring it here. All right, this looks good to me. Let me go to our perspective view and have a look at it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give it a normal shader to this object over here. I'm not going to apply any texture. All this time we were applying texture, but now I'm going to show you how to give a normal shader to any object inside the game, inside the scene panel. So let's go ahead and create a new material for that. I'm going to go ahead and give it a name as sphere mat. All right, so that is our material, sphere mat. I'm going to unlock this so that I can click on this and bring the inspector panel for this material over here. And let's go ahead and click on some color. I think I like blue color, so I'm going to go ahead and click on a blue color. All right, blue color is selected. As soon as we clicked and selected the blue color, you can see it's very clear in your material space. You can see that your material is applied with blue color. All right, now let's go ahead and texture this object with our blue color. I'm going to go ahead and drop it over here. Now there are two options. You can either drop it on top of your hierarchy panel, or you can directly drop it on the object. And all right, that looks good to me. Now there's two properties that I'll be talking about in this video, and I'll be talking about rest of the properties in some other video in the future. But for now, let's understand this two simple properties, that is our metallic and smoothness. Now as soon as I increase our metallic marker over here, you can see that our material is getting lustrous, it's getting shinier and lustrous as soon as I increase our metallicity in our inspector panel. If I bring it completely down, it's not gonna have any sort of I mean, it does have a little lustrosity to itself. That is because we have a little smoothness given to this thing. What if I bring both the knobs completely down? You can see it's completely bland. That is, it's not reflecting any kind of light from the object. Now if I bring this smoothness a little up, you can see there is a little lustrous quality given to our material. Now, if I bring this metallicity up, it starts acting like a metal. Alright, so those are the two properties, and this is how you use these two properties. You can adjust those properties and make changes into your shader. Alright, so that is it in this video. I'm definitely going to go ahead in depth about texturing in our future videos, but I just want you to get warmed up with the tools. Therefore, I'm taking one day at a time. Hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And that is all from my side. Bye bye and have a great day.